Hi, Vicky. It's lovely to speak to you. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, and you're looking beautiful. You remind me of Bonnie Raitt.
Thank you very much. I cannot sing like her.
That's okay. I wasn't going to put you on the spot. So tell me a little bit, first of all, about your family.
I've been married for 34 years to a wonderful man. We have three beautiful children, grown and gone. Um, they're very successful, and it's quiet in the house these days.
Yeah, I bet it is. I know I'm verging on that sort of process myself. But tell us how you got into the current business that you're working in.
When I had the kids, I put on a lot of weight. 60 pounds with the first one. I never repeated that, but steadily and slowly over the years, I gained until by the end. The last time I got on the scale, I weighed 282 pounds. I know I gained from that because I was beginning to outgrow those clothes, but I never would step on a scale again. And when the kids were gone, I had a lot of time on my hands. I knew I didn't want to do this anymore. To be truthful with you, there was a day when I was looking in the mirror and I looked at myself and I said, where are you going with this? I was completely miserable with what I was looking at. And so I dieted and exercised my way out. But I was also very sick. And my father had been diagnosed with lung cancer, but 18 months it took for them to make that diagnosis. And he displayed a lot of the same symptoms, random nausea, a lot of fatigue, and he couldn't think right. A lot of those, and I kept going to the doctor and there was never anything wrong. And I was at the chiropractor, the physical therapist, and the doctor. Physical therapy was every week. I was at the doctor nearly every week. I was at the chiropractor 3 to 4 times a week. It was a lot of money. And there was never anything wrong with me. And I thought, there's no way someone's this miserable and there's nothing wrong. So I thought I could be fat and miserable or thin and miserable. Everything always ended with miserable. But if I had to choose, I wanted to lose the weight. So I was kind of in a race, I thought, to lose the weight before they found out what was wrong, and then I would die of that. Isn't that terrible thing to think? I was that desperate,
Not
and
at all.
that.
No, and I mean at that point, it's not easy to know where to turn, is it? Because I mean, it's a huge task to undertake to lose weight and to combine that with exercise and getting fitter. And so where did that journey lead then? How did you pull yourself out of that?
I would have an experience that taught me that even though I was buying supplements and using them very faithfully, everybody was always telling me, are you using this? Are you using that? And I would say, yes, I am. I buy that in bulk. And one day I used a fish oil that got me off of, I had been taking 800 milligrams of ibuprofen 2 to 3 times a day for probably 15 years. Probably closer to 20, but I can for sure say 15. And fish oil alone took away enough of my pain that I didn't need ibuprofen. And it took me another 6 months to put the pieces together that nutrition made such a huge difference, because there was still a problem with my hair always falling out. My hairdresser didn't know what was wrong with me. And I would say, and then one day I heard myself say it. Yes, I use that. I buy that at, X store and this brand, and it hit me. Oh, none of that works. None of that works. And when that became clear to me, when I was 12 years old, I had a friend who was adamant that Shackley was this amazing product. My mom was an RN. She said, Vicki, a vitamin's a vitamin. You don't pay more for that. And my mom is my mom, and she's an RN, and Kathy was 12, and I believe my mom. And so when I came to understand that that was not true, that it did make a difference, that it did matter, I flew to Florida to meet with my girlfriend and catch up with her and say, I want to use these products. And it was at a time in my life when all the kids were gone and I wanted to do something meaningful. And I couldn't think of anything more important in my life than the transformation I had made, and that these things could make a difference in my life. And I had lost a lot of weight, but I really didn't look very good. And with Shackley, I swear I lost 15 years. I just look completely different. I feel completely different. I still can't get over the energy I have and what I can get done in a day and how much I look forward to it.
You look absolutely amazing. You look really healthy. I can hardly believe you've been through that journey, to be honest. So something I think is definitely working. It's so
funny. I cried when I turned 30, but when I turned 50, I couldn't wait to have a party and invite everybody.
It's incredible how people can go through such transformations, but how did that then lead you to become a business owner yourself?
I wanted to help other people. I had so little guidance and so little help along the way. I could go to a trainer, but that was a person who was a kid who had always been in shape, or even when they weren't in shape, they had no idea what I had been through. And to the idea that I could help somebody else avoid the pitfalls that I had fallen into, and to provide for them some knowledge, experience, and honestly, the products that made me feel whole again. I have to tell you, I gave away so much product, it was not really much of a business in the beginning. I had to learn to not do that. You can't give it away. They don't find the value in it. But in the beginning, it was the only thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to help as many people as I could feel as good as I did.
And have you had any resistance to it? Because we all know that the network marketing industry as a whole, there are certain perceptions out there, and it can be quite a difficult path to go down in that respect when people don't fully understand the business model. Have you suffered any of that, or how do you overcome that if you do?
I have definitely had that experience. I do my best to not lead with, do you want to buy vitamins? In the very beginning, I was so excited that I think that I did scare some people away. And it wasn't because, and these are people I wanted to give it to. I could not give it away. And I found that so amazing to me. If somebody had come to me to help me, I cannot even tell you how all over it I'd have been. And so that was really interesting to me. So I definitely learned. So people who learned who I was after I lost weight may or may not know I sold Shackley for ages, because you were either somebody who was into your health or you weren't. And if you weren't, then I didn't think you were going to pay for a quality vitamin. So I was just your friend. And if you were somebody who seemed like they were really into their health, then I might tell you something about myself and what I did. And then there may or may not be resistance to that. Some people did want to learn more. Some people did not. My family was very open and willing and supportive, but they definitely had a cap to that. My husband's family really doesn't want to discuss it at all with me. And so I do not go and just, keep talking about Shackley with them. But it's so funny because I think of myself as a store, and I think people will think that if I talk about it or they want to say no to me, that I'm going to take it personally. And I do definitely have this thing I've told a lot of people. It's like, Target doesn't get mad when you say you don't want to buy that. And so I'm good. I really am good. I know what works for me and it's good for me. But if it's not your deal, I'm all right with that. We can still have a relationship and be friends, but this is my job and I love it. And so, that's who I am as well.
I love you're working with a product that has been life-changing for you.
Right.
You know, what better, really? And you're right. I mean, if people walk on by, that's fine. If people are interested, that's fine as well.
Right.
And I can see that it brings you a lot of joy that you're able to at least, you know, show the opportunity to other people. So, you know, just finally, why is it a business that you would genuinely recommend to other people?
I think that the reason why is this. I have a dream. I have a dream of a community of people like me, because I need company with what I do in order to motivate me to keep doing it. That's just my personality. It's who I am. I'm not a particularly solitary kind of gal. And I envision this community of women helping one another towards their goals, even if, regardless of what product you use. To be honest with you, I don't believe in other products because I know the quality of my own, and I know those scientists. I've met them, I've talked with them, and so you're selling your product. Like when you go to Target and you buy something, you don't really know much about that, and so I think that that's what makes the product special, and so I share with my community. But that's the joy of it, is that that's the thing that I get to pick and choose. I get to choose that for my life, that I could make a living creating a community of like-minded people that will support one another. I can't imagine something more beautiful than that, to be honest.
Brilliant. I think that's wonderful. And well, you're an absolute inspiration. I have a lot of respect for what you've done. So I wish you all the best with your business and with your community. Thanks for speaking.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful speaking with you.